and we respect. And we think that we are going to have, we are going to be co-travelers in this field of creative theory and critical theory. We are going to discuss our relationships and our collaboration in our coming sessions. What is so wonderful is that we have best Marcusean critical theorists joining us. And these 3.5 days that we will spend together will be truly, in my view, fruitful, truly creative. We can think of going ahead in a manner that will be fruitful for all of us internationally, I think. I am very happy to say that, inspired by the collaboration that we are having with other people, other organizations, Manindra will talk about it a little more later. We are going to form ourselves as a trust. That is to say, we were a group of like-minded scholars coming to creative theory from very different fields, but thinking similarly in many, many ways. Now we have proceeded to register ourselves as a trust. So now we are calling ourselves Creative Theory Association. This association will do a number of things apart from organizing colloquium and other workshops that will be performed by Manindra Thakur later. I also think that we have started thinking in a very concrete manner in terms of what we want to achieve as a group of scholars. So we have started a series of publications, which is called Creative Theory Series, under which we are publishing. We are inviting manuscripts, we are publishing people, we are publishing our students' work, our own work, number of people from different parts of the world are interested in our series. So far, we have published one book because Anne Books, who is going to be our publisher, has a collaboration with Palgrave. So our first book is published by Palgrave, and our second book is also going to be published very soon. Third thing that we are thinking in a very ambitious manner is to start our own journal. It will engross us completely, and we would certainly need everyone's help in bringing out the journal that we're thinking of. I do not know what we're going to call it, but it will be something like Creative Theory Journal. The other thing I want to say is that, this is the 9th colloquium, and we have had just so many interesting sessions in our previous colloquia that we are thinking of putting them together and bringing them out now. So it's going to be a lot of work. I mean, the joy, of course, is there that we meet scholars from all over the world, but the hard work that is required to publish our presentations, our papers, our something that is our present preoccupation. For some reason, our two friends from India International Center, director and trustee of RAZA Foundation, have not been able to make it this morning. So again, I welcome you all on behalf of them. And I think that we should have also thought of Professor Lama's welcoming all of us, because it's a collaborative thing, but we didn't think of it. These shortcomings are always there, and that is why we are creating. So if possible, maybe at some point, Professor Lam, I would like, because he's one of the coordinators, to speak a few words, maybe towards the very end of the colloquium, or now if he wants to, he's most welcome. Now I hand over this little introduction that we have and welcome ceremony to Manindra Thakur to talk about the evolution of this whole group of creative theory and how this idea shaped and how we began to organize such extraordinary, I would say, events like conferences and colloquium and so on. So Manindra, now I hand it over to you. These Manindra or Vipan, I think Priyanka. Priyanka is going to talk about a previous book and she'll introduce the themes and subjects that we took into consideration. As I have already told you, the first colloquium was dedicated to Professor Ranveer Singh. The second or third, we dedicated it to Lord Bhaskar, and this one we're dedicating it to Herbert Marcuse, who is going to be a sort of, who's new to very many people in terms of how friendly we feel towards him and towards that group. So it's wonderful to have 9th colloquium of creative in collaboration with a number of friends apart from the International Center and RAZA Foundation. Important for us now is International Herbert Marcuse Society. Priyanka, you can take over from me now.
Priyanka?
Yeah. So thank you so much, ma'am. And it is, so good morning, everyone. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all for the 9th Creative Theory Colloquium 2022. Before moving ahead, it is important to reflect backwards. Hence, I shall give you a brief about the 8th Creative Theory Colloquium very quickly. We were honored to hold the 8th Creative CTC during the pandemic. And we as a team are proud to say that the colloquium has survived hard times without any misses. The 8th CTC was titled Grassroots Experiences and Democratic Responses, with sessions designed to understand the impact and response of the pandemic on sectors like education, migration, livelihood, workers' movement, public health, farmers movement, and tribal affairs. There was another special session that we held that was on women's mental health. This way, we seek to fathom and look at the unexplored relationship between the local and the global, where the local or the grassroots response to a global problem was mapped. We had that in the last colloquium, we had scholars and speakers from different fields, ranging from academia, bureaucracy, politicians, administrators, and also people from the social service sector, who were invited to share their experiences about their responses and about their mechanisms to deal with the pandemic in their respective sphere of governance and working. A brief report of the colloquium has been published and is available for circulation. Besides this, all the proceedings from the conference was recorded and are now available on the FCSR YouTube channel for your perusal. We can also share it here in the message box. You can see, anybody can access that link from there of the report and also the channel. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the entire team of Creative Theory Association, especially the young scholars, for all their hard work and efforts in making CTC a successful yet meaningful event every year. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. May I please request Dr. Manindranath Thakur to give his introductory remarks?
Thank you, Panchika. Sorry. I think this is a very emotional moment for me, because when we started 9 years back, thinking about it, 3 of us and Professor Mohanty, who inspired us to go ahead with this and worked out a collaboration with IIC, we were not thinking that it would be possible. The first reason was that there was no money available. And as he always does, he says that money is not a problem. We can do without money. We can do on the field. We can sit anywhere and talk. So what is most important is the intellectual engagement. And I think we have proved the point. Somebody asked me after looking at our panels that how much money did you mobilize? I said, this is zero budget seminar. And we don't have any money at all. And we are not spending any money at all. We don't. In fact, people are ready to give us money. We are saying that we don't need it, actually. So this is an experiment, which I think is very exciting for me, that we can do things without money. It has proved a point. Creative theory has a long history. I think it is evolving, and I guess it will remain evolving. It started when, I do not know, Professor Mohanty can tell us properly, but I remember 1986 seminar, which was organized in Delhi University. Total budget was 500 rupees, 2 days. And this was one of the most important events of the decade, because it was on subaltern historiography. And subalterns were actually, for the first time, critiqued by a lot of people there. So a lot of debates that emerged there continued with subaltern for a long time. And then we grew from there. We started in a small space donated by us, by Delhi University to us. And we cleaned that up, a cowshed. And then we evolved from there to one big conference, a big building called Delhi University Research Centers or something, where we got an entire floor. But then we moved out from there also. And then we decided to have a small trust called Foundation for Creative Social Research, just to reclaim some of the projects that we started there. We were not sure that under the emerging state regime, we would be able to continue with those projects there. So we started a new trust, and we started with modest seminars and discussions. And now we are entering into a third phase of creative theory, where we have confidence to build a trust called Association for Creative Theory, which actually would mean ACT, Association for Creative Theory. And that is also an essential aspect of creative theory, that it is not only a theory, it indicates towards certain actions also. I think there are few features that I would like to highlight. One, that this group believes in intergenerational dialogue. And I'm very confident now, after so many young friends joining our group, the enthusiasm that they have, the skill with which they have managed everything, I think that is one of the most important aspects of this group, that it has several generations together. And we are not following anybody. Each one of us are independent thinkers, talking, discussing, engaging, critiquing each other. So it's a kind of emerging group which has no center. In fact, I remember from Mohanty's paper, Moving the Center. And we discussed that time, should we move the center to the other place, or should we have plural centers? I think we have sessions on plural epistemologies, plural medical knowledge and all that. So it is, in true sense, a plural group which has many things. And second important feature is that we challenge universals, but we don't want to create any new universal which is final. We don't want to have a closure there. We think of emergentist universal, constantly emerging by incorporating experiences of different societies, engaging with different movements, political movements, struggles, people's struggles, and we take things from there and constantly think of new parameters and paradigms. One of the questions that has been raised to us since many times, and I hope my friend Ajay is watching either on YouTube or he's in the group, who has been raising this question, that how are we different from post-colonial thinkers? I think we are very different. I remember Professor Randir Singh asking once this question, how long shall we remain post-colonial? So at least after 75 years, we must decide that we are no more post-colonial, we are independent societies, and we are having a lot of things to offer. So we do not believe in this East-West dichotomy. We believe in constant dialogue between different intellectual traditions, and that dialogue must be democratic, without any power, without any domination. Neither we want to dominate anybody, nor we would like somebody to dominate us. So we would like to discuss about knowledge at an equal footing with everybody. I think that is another important feature that we have. As Savita told earlier, that we are now, this new phase is very ambitious. We have started our series called Themes in Creative Theory. The first book is out. It is on CSR, corporate social responsibility, and talks about the politics of CSR in India, which has not been reflected as yet by many people. The second book, which is in process, is reimagining sexuality in India. There are around 10 manuscripts lying. People are working on that and hope in next couple of years they will be out. Internationally, Palgrave is picking up books. It is not a series with Palgrave, but the series is with Anne Books, and all our books will be having Indian edition. We will try to make them as cheap as possible so that people can buy it. The second thing, the small slip that I have kept with myself when in one of the mornings in winter, I was sitting with Professor Mohanty and imagining of creative theory and something called DCRC that we created in Delhi University, that we should have a journal of creative theory. Now I think we have reached to that level. We are very confident that with new partners like Marcuse Society and a few others, we will be able to have a journal of international standard, and we will see that our young scholars are also published. New creative theorists, young creative theorists will be published in that. So that is very ambitious project. I know I'm told that a lot of money is involved in bringing out a journal, but once again, believing in that, that dictum that, well, we can do it without money. So let us hope that we will be able to manage it. Thank you very much. I must thank our collaborators who have given us a lot of confidence, and the young friends who have really trusted us, joined us at the risk of being I mean, some people say that you should not be there, why are you being exploited and all that, at the risk of being exploited, within quote, by us. They are doing a lot of work, and I will be very happy, and all of us will be very happy to hand over the entire thing to the new generation to take on to the next decades. Thank you very much. Thanks, Vipanchika.
Thank you, sir. May I please request Professor Andrew T. Lamas to give his introductory remarks?
Thank you. We're really honored to be here. I just learned from Dr. Singh that the colloquium is being held in honor of Herbert Marcuse, and wow, that is just so tremendous. All I would like to say now, because I will have a chance to speak later, is that I'm very pleased that the author of the most important book about Herbert Marcuse, Douglas Kellner, will be with us during the colloquium. And the author of the best new book on Herbert Marcuse is present with us now. It's Dr. Charles Reitz. You can see him up here on the screen. And I'm very, very excited about that new book, which places Herbert Marcuse in conversation in a way that is very sympathetic to the Association for Creative Theory, as you'll find in the sessions that Charles speaks in. Let me just close by saying, and I mean this very sincerely, my best radical ideas have come out of India. And I'm just so pleased to be with you. Also, my best, most productive arguments and disagreements have been with Indians. And so I'm really excited about the next 3 days and what I can learn. And I'm very excited that so many members of the Marcuse Society will also be able to contribute to this new international dialogue in the spirit that Manindra Thakur has just talked about. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.